Let's continue, shall we? So, yeah, I think we just come back to this another day. I was just watching for some gameplay, but all I got was waiting in queue. Yeah, that's what the majority of people are going to have today. Why are you guys moving so slow? Because we're sneaking. That's right. Like when I get done streaming today, I might fire up New World and just see if I can even get in. But I'm not holding out any hope for that. New World launches today. Yeah. Apparently it's a queue simulator. You did the install last night? Yeah. But apparently everyone's just sitting around, sitting in a queue trying to get in the game. You are blinded by a sudden flash. It feels like giants are hammering on your temples. Now monstrous pain lashes in your chest. Your wound has reopened at the worst possible moment and is gushing blood. You sense the malevolent proximity of the abyss. You can almost touch the threat emanating from it. Slowly, almost reluctantly, the wound closes, but the pain and your heightened awareness remain. The hall bears traces of the huge Baylor's anger. Some demons are lying on the floor, literally ground to a bloody mess, while the rest are cowering against the walls. Monago, shivering, covers the wound you dealt her with one hand, while trying with the other to wipe away the blood oozing from the symbol carved into her forehead.
Let me into the rift, Tarazand! We're all going to die here! Trying to fight back. It's madness!
You'll be back in a bit. Wait, what?
No one goes into the rift. You will fight, all of you, or else.
We need to provoke him, or he'll escape again. How wonderful it is to see you again. I've greatly anticipated this reunion. I didn't finish gutting you the last time, but you won't flee like a coward again, will you?
Jesus, Greybor.
Who dares call me a coward? Ah, it's you, you filthy runt. I promise to shove your entrails down your throat, and I keep my promises.
If any want to leave, let him go, demon, and fight me if you're so eager.
I told you, Tarzan. Now you're going to die, and they'll hang your horned skull on the walls of Dresden.
You and your little troop
Damn.
made a fool of me at the Battle of Dresden. Finally, I can make you pay. Finally.
Yet another obstacle.
Okay. Yeah.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Simply business.
It's his saving throw. What the hell, dude?
Did you see that?
I really hate Blade Barrier.
No glory without risk.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Ooh. That actually worked. Damn.
The light take you into the fray.
Victory is worth the pain.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
On crit. Alright, reloading this.
I feel like a chosen one. What's going on here?
We'll make things right.
No reason to pause.
Let me.
Who dare
I told you to present.
you and your little troop made a fool of me at the Battle of Dresden. Finally, I can make you.
I got this.
Simply business.
Let's see. Put a prayer up. Get him in the room.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Hey then.
Getting my ass kicked.
And barriers. Damn.
This war must end. Let me into.
Who dare
I told.
you?
I got this. Did you see that?
Beautiful. Oh, they're actually coming to fight. Where's Galfrey? Is she dead already? Sila. I've seen her in the initiative list now. Okay.
The light take you into the fray.
Damn you! Damn!
Damn, son.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Simply business.
Alright, killed me. Stop running into the blade barrier, you simple folk.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Are you still here?
Nice. Really hate blade barrier. It's so loud.
The light take you.
Alright. And we move past. Nice.
You won't survive me.
Alright, let's evil eye him. Cackle. And move up a hair. Beautiful gray boar.
Into the fray!
Good guys always win.
Good sneak attack. All right. Here we go.
It's your time to cease to exist.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
On hit. All right, let's turn this off. Forgot to cackle. Good hit. Hey, Misty. Hi and bye. How you doing, Misty? Thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate you.
I got this.
And thank you for the lurk as well. Nice. Ow. He blew up.
This is not my time yet. Stable. That's why I've been plagued by one question. How could demons have created a stable, permanent passage from the abyss here in the whirlpool?
It was the storyteller, wasn't it?
As I stare into the flames of the rift itself, the answer still eludes me. What is the secret to this canker festering at the very heart of our world? How can we heal it?
My friends and comrades, the time has come for us to discuss something of the utmost importance. It is here, on the threshold of the abyss, that I must announce an important decision before you all. But first, we shall talk about you, Commander. About how well you have discharged the duties I entrusted to you.
Okay.
My righteous sister in faith, must these discussions take place now at such a moment? The enemy is watchful, and its forces are great. That is what we must turn our attention to, not scrutinizing our fellow crusaders.
Scrutinizing?
In the 100 years that this war has lasted, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought about how we can win it. That is precisely why we cannot delay the conversation any longer.
After everything I've done for the Crusades, you're gonna put me on trial?
Not a trial, merely a superior evaluating the actions of a subordinate. May I remind you that it was I who entrusted you with your title and an army? The first and most glaring issue I'd like to discuss is how you have used the divine gift that was bestowed upon you. According to the reports I've been receiving, the commander is more interested in frivolous japes and pranks than winning the war. My sources also believe that you're in contact with highly suspect supernatural beings.
Anything to win the war, right?
However, as your friend, I must confess that your mythic powers are too unstable. I cannot fully trust them. I fear they will stand in the way of our friendship. Commander's absolute priority is leading the Crusader armies, and I cannot help but notice that you have handled this part of your responsibilities well. I cannot but notice your strange choice of companions. The good gods teach us to seek the light even in the darkest soul, and to believe in redemption. But it is one thing to believe in the good intentions of a murderous succubus, and, for example, send her to a temple of Desna to be cared for by experienced priests. But it is another matter entirely to take the demon with you to the front lines, where one well-timed stab in the back could put a tragic end to our entire Crusader cause. It is unthinkably reckless.
Well, then you lead the army and I'll just go sit in the palace.
Arushale has proven herself to be a faithful and reliable comrade. She has fought bravely for us, and we both want to see the demons defeated. Is there any reason to reproach the commander for accepting her into our party?
You can find reasons aplenty in any Mendevian cemetery, Seela. Each one is full of the graves of those who were deceived by demons.
Let me remind you that you were the one who assigned Nura Dindawar to my entourage, who turned out to be a Baphomet cultist. So which of us is incapable of choosing worthy companions?
A fair reproach. Let's hope Arushale will stand head and shoulders above Nura.
Should be easy enough. She is a gnome.
I also wish to mention what you did with Iomede's banner, the Sword of Valor. This sacred relic, handed to you to defend the city against the demons, has become a reflection of you. I do not know how you managed to distort its features, but I cannot overlook it. I only pray that Iomade will forgive us all for this most improper treatment of her relic.
You act as if like I splashed it with paint. It did it by itself.
That is all I wish to say. And now, to summarize. You can think my assessment is empty fault-finding.
It is.
But I am responsible for the entire crusade, for Mendev, and for the future of those who have encountered or will encounter the evil of the World Wound. I do not have the luxury of making a single mistake. That is why I am forced to remove you from the command of the Fifth Crusade.
So this is what you were hinting at in our conversation on the wall. You're trying to say that your duty demanded that you strip me of my command, and of course, that this was contrary to your own wishes.
Contrary to my wishes.
This is how you thank me for everything that I've done? Throughout the Queen's entire speech, Darren is silent, but his silence is more expressive than the entire crowd yelling profanities.
This is why I always take payment up front. The customers become very shifty when everything is done.
I deeply respect the desire to bring discipline to the Crusades, but not all the accusations you level at the commander are guided by that desire.
My righteous sister, you are entitled to make such a decision, but please reconsider whether this is the right one. He is not just the Crusade commander. He is our hope, our only hope.
You have a literal angel telling you not to do this.
Our only hope is he? I see you do not value me or the other heroes of the Crusade very highly, my righteous brother and comrade.
She wants all the glory for herself.
But let me continue. Do not take your demotion as a punishment. I have in many respects been forced to take this step.
By
As
who?
you all know, the demons have created a new weapon, Nihindrian crystals, which provide them with truly mythical powers. We managed to remove the threat temporarily, but not eliminate its source. Nihindrian crystals were brought here to Galarian through this rift. I shall do everything to ensure this route is blocked from now on. I shall destroy all the paths from the Midnight Fane to Dresden, blocking the passages with rocks if I have to, so that demons passing through this indestructible rift cannot descend upon the city. This is a forced measure. I am doing this for the safety of Dresden. But this won't solve the problem. We should... No, we must track the demon's path and settle this issue once and for all. And that means venturing into the abyss. No one but you, with your unique power, can handle this task. That is why I shall take over the command of the Crusader armies, and you will journey forth on this great mission.
Destroy the Fane, and it says it. How I return to Galarian.
Don't worry about that. I will go with you, and I know the secrets of traveling between planes. I have also been to the Abyss before, and I have fought the beasts that dwell there. My sword and my experience will help you on this mission.
If I refuse to go to the Abyss?
It will mean that one day the Abyss will come for you. I might disagree with my righteous sister-in-arms at times, but there is one thing she is indisputably right about. Evil must be killed at the root. The Nihindrian crystals are too great a threat, and we may never get another chance of reaching their source.
Correct. I imagine I'll be up to the task of leading the Crusaders. 100-odd years of experience must count for something, but your mission in the Abyss is critical.
In the Lexicon of Paradox, Aurilu Vorlesh's book, says that there are 5 such rifts within the borders of the World Wound. So blocking the exits from the Fane will only deprive the demons of one of their 5 routes here.
Wait a moment. And where is this Lexicon of Paradox now? I would also like to take a look at it.
I have no idea where it is, to be honest. Probably still gathering dust.
We could have learned so much from that book.
I don't trust her. Until the problem of the Nahadrian crystals is solved, we won't be able to win. I'm going to the Abyss.
We will go to the Abyss side by side, champion. And Dresden will greet us with jubilation on the day of our return.
Wish me luck as well. Until next we meet.
I can push through this?
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
All right.
Beautiful.
We're all up. Coin with Baphomet's mark.
I feel like a chosen one.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do. I welcome your company.
Guess we'll camp.
You're proud of what you do. Almost as if it was a respectable profession.
Whereas you think the only honorable killing is killing in the name of a god. That's a zealot's reasoning.
All right. Into the Abyss, I guess.
We'll make things right.
Is blindness?
Yes.
Rules are made to be
Affliction.
broken.
There we go.
It's not ending just yet.
Inimosi Travisi. Inimosi Travisi. Inimosi Travisi. Ola Adayanam.
The commander has stepped through the rift, and now there is
All right.
no going back. Onward, to solitude, to the unknown, to the abyss.
What was that achievement? Successfully led an offensive into the demonic-infested lands of the Whirlwind. And new mythic ranks. Champion, I witnessed something most astonishing. The moment you stepped into the rift, I sensed a surge of power. Your power is beyond my understanding, but my hopes are with you, now and always. So that's where this rift leads, to the realm of the most cunning of all the demon lords. This location is familiar to me, but that fact brings me neither joy nor consolation. You take in your surroundings. The abyss looks unusual, but it's not really so different from the material plane. Fundamental law here is the same as everywhere. Everything that lives must die one day. No one can avoid Pharasma's court. That means that completing your mission here will be no more difficult than it would be on your home plane. Darren stands with one arm slung across his chest. He seems to be listening intently to something only he can hear. The commander has been banished to the abyss by the grace of the illustrious Queen of Mendev, uprooted from his life and sent on a mission to a strange and alien world. You didn't foresee that little twist, did you? And how could you? It's not as if you've ever seen my dearest cousin Galfrey behave in such a high-handed manner with anyone else. Then again, who needs all this lamenting? Words and sentiments like these are appropriate between relatives or lovers. You and I fall into neither category. The former, to my relief. The latter, to my eternal disappointment. We're in the abyss, which is the worst possible setting for any kind of dalliance. Can you tell me about this place? These are the Midnight Isles. It's the realm of Nocticula, the Lady in Shadow. Every corner of the abyss is repellent. It is repellent in its own way. But this place, this is where one truly walks on corpses. On the corpse of demon lords that were treacherously murdered. Every monster slain by Nocticula becomes an island like the one we're standing on right now. This place seems to be created specifically to befuddle the hearts and minds of the righteous. What I mean is that the demon lords are our enemies and their death should please us. But as I look at this black sky, I realize that sometimes the death of evil creates even greater evil. Why would Nocticula kill the other demon lords? For power, of course. Every new murder that she commits extends her realm, and the greater her realm, the greater her power. The ambitions of the Lady in Shadow are great, and she knows no mercy. So the archipelago has become much larger in the millennia of her rule here. What does Not Cool have to do with the invasion of Galarian? I do not know. Before the idol that we saw in the Midnight Fane, I had not seen any trace of her influence in the World Wound. But it's no wonder. The Lady in Shadow values guile, subterfuge, and devious plots. I would not be surprised if it turns out that she was secretly aiding Baphomet and Descari since the first days of the invasion. What should I be wary of here? Beware every shadow. This is the abyss, the plane of chaos and evil. It would be fair to compare our mission to that of spies sent deep into enemy territory. We do not belong here, and everyone and everything that does not seek to kill us on sight will either kill us slowly or use us for unimaginable evil. It's a shame we can't hope for the protection of the Sword of Valor in this place, or of the one who used to wield it. Should have sensed it already, how different everything feels without the banner's holy protection. What's our plan? Need to find the source of the Nahendrian crystals and destroy it forever, if possible. We know for certain that the crystals were transported to the World Wound through the rift that we used to get here. What we must do right now is take a thorough look around. We need to understand what this place is and what they were doing with the crystals here, whether they were creating them or mining them or bringing them from somewhere else. I would also like to know who's in charge of the demons on this side of the rift. There still may be traces here, or even documents or witnesses. Onward! Alright, new mythic rank. Dimensional Retribution could be nice. Maybe. Last Stand as well. Rupture Restraints. Ever ready. I'm gonna go Last Stand. Welcome back, Misty. Okay. So are you close to finishing the game? Not really, no. Well, the last time you were here, we were playing Kingmaker, I believe, which we did finish after about 220 hours. This is the sequel, which came out at the beginning of this month, and we're on Act 4. We just entered Act 4, I believe. Or is this considered Act 5? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this is the fifth chapter, if we're counting like the very beginning as like the tutorial being the first act. Yeah. How are you doing, Miss T? Abundance might come in handy in the abyss. No, this is Wrath of the Righteous. Oh, I have been playing it for weeks. I've been playing it all month. It came out on September 2nd. And we've been playing it every day since. We did participate in a official Owlcat Games competition, which we were eliminated from. Ranging shots. Yep. Been playing a lot of Guild Wars too. How's that been? I think we'll go enduring spells. And greater abundant casting. It's like 10 people playing New World on my followers list. Yeah. I mean, the game released today, so there's going to be a metric buttload of people playing it right now. Yeah, I've got New World preloaded, but don't know when I'm going to have time to play it, as I'm going to finish this game before I even think about streaming it. As you know, I have a tendency of finishing what I start on games, as long as I enjoy the game.
I can handle it.
And plus, there's more playthroughs I want to do of this game, so I don't know. But I'll be trying to play it off stream for the time being. The stones of the arch emit a revolting, high-pitched shriek. In response to these vibrations, the particular particles of ash and grit under your feet float upward. They gather together and violently twist themselves into a whirlwind, at the heart of which an ember of magic flame ignites. The fire becomes brighter until you see a strange city inside the flames, featuring aerial spires, staircases that lead into the void, and streets entangled in a way that contradicts any logic or common sense. So it's Boston. Yeah. You see buildings that seem to be caught in an endless loop of crumbling and rebirth from ruin, islands that float in the aether, and alleyways that disappear and reappear again in different locations a few moments later. The city is reminiscent of a grimacing clown, one that makes mocking faces and changes expression every second. Here and there you see other glints of light flashing on city streets. After you look closer, you realize that the lights radiate from other arches, similar to the one before you. Figure out what we're seeing. You notice that the entire city appears to be littered with an intricate network of portals, with the arches serving as artifacts, allowing you to access the alien network. Interacting with the arches seems to require formulating a clear request in your mind, at which point the magic will transfer you to another portal along the network. Determine why you can't move to other arches. It's quite obvious that this strange construct was not designed for mundane use, only transporting users to specific arches that they are allowed to visit. It's likely that some kind of system of magical marks is used, quite possibly shaped into tangible objects to provide access to various arches. Where you get one such token, all the destination points will be closed to you. Stones are cut in quite a rough manner, while the magical symbols appear to be drawn without too much diligence. It's quite unlikely that the architect of such an intricate network would have demonstrated Such a lack of finesse. By all appearances, this arch is handmade, somehow connected to the web of portals and illicitly used for personal gain. Judging by its surreal architecture, its chaotic conglomerations of houses right in the middle of the streets, and the large number of islands that hover in the air, float in random directions, what you see is some sort of demonic city. Touch the whirlwind. The magic engulfs your body, drips down your skin, and makes you feel slightly tingly. The vibration becomes wilder, reverberating within your body with a nauseating echo. You feel like a boulder set in the cup of a catapult, ready to be flung at any moment. Into the caves. Nothing over here. Alright, let's go to the cave, I guess. Yeah, thankfuler. Out of the first, 10 people on my follow list, like the top people, only one isn't playing New World. Then I expand that, and then the next 10, only one isn't playing New World. Yeah. Super saturation.
Can't make the demons wait.
Injured succubus. Though it seems incredible, the deformed succubus body still contains a flicker of life. As you approach, she opens her eyes. Her lips, crusted with blood, release a groan. You, Baphomets, spawn, run through your portal. You run too. Hepzibah, you think you're strong, but Our Lady in Shadow is stronger. She'll get her revenge anyway. Who did this to you? Hepzibah, then following them, wanted to warn Our Lady. Curses on Baphomet and his spawn. What were Baphomet's spawn doing here? Crystals. They've been mining crystals. Said it's to attack the Crusaders, but I believe they want to attack the realm of Our Lady in Shadow. Just got here and are already tangled up in some web of intrigue. That's for dumb luck. The ones who maimed you, where'd they go? Through the portal. Are you chasing them? Find them. I'll get my revenge even after I die. Having lost the last of her strength, the succubus drops her head onto her chest, and then she adds in a wheezing voice, "My key. I've got it hidden in a lesser shaft. Not the one with the bones. and another one in a bigger shaft among the old tools. Find them. Follow their trail through the portal. Kill them. Oddly, the healing powers have no visible effect. She just moans, slightly shakes her head, and stares at you with her dull green eyes. She's in great pain. Why should the world have so much pain? Find them. We're still pretty middle of the road on our chaotic neutral alignment.
Beautiful.
Elven notes. Zora's pen. Okay, that's gonna be nice for her.
Win this war.
Key to the Nexus portals.
Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so I guess this is how you get back to the Midnight Fane. Yep. Oh wait, I think there was a area down that we can go down.
Here we go.
Yeah. Are giants being used as miners? Suture. Gone. They're all gone and left me with nothing. Been searching and searching, but there's not even a trace. The large giant skull shakes, and an old acquaintance of yours, the dretch called the Suture, climbs out from under it, grumbling and groaning. He notices you, he blinks, and then he says in a tone of extreme melancholy, "Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Can't you see for yourself? Been browsing decorations for my newest luxury palace with a view of Ishiar's best beaches." Then, without missing a beat, he states wistfully, "I was on my way to see Mistress Arilu, but I can't teleport when I'm like this. Every lousy Bimarak can do it, but I can't. All I could do was reach the Midnight Fane and slip into the rift. But now, I can't go no further. So I've been searching for portal keys." Portal keys? I Seen those big things up there on the surface? They were kept closed most of the time, so the slaves wouldn't run away. They can be opened with special keys. If I was lucky enough to find such a key, I would have left this nasty place in a heartbeat. And then, who knows? Maybe I could have found Mistress Aurilu. Is Aurilu around here somewhere? You're a funny lad, you are. My mistress, she's like the wind. One moment she's here, and the next she's gone. But she loves coming to Elosh, to the abyss. Yo! Mystery. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? What's up, Ozzy? Uprising. Get you a shout out real quick. Playing some Sea of Thieves. How'd that go?
All B. Doing out.
Oh, you can't shoot if you're holding shift? Is that a thing?
No.
Oh. Okay.
That makes me feel very great about how this game's going.
Stop it!
Troll rag.
I wouldn't troll ever. I don't do that kind of thing.
Aw. Where you couldn't find the tab key? Mm-hmm. I think I remember that one. I've been doing good. How you been? Addy Hill. Thank you for the follow. Waiting for the Tarkov streams? You'll be waiting a while. You need to go to sleep. Have a good one, Pug. Get some rest. Yeah, I don't know when we'll be going back to Tarkov, but it's so far back on the back burner. Former burrow. It's a little burrow dug by Baphomet's rats in the mansion of the illustrious Lady Nocticula. A former burrow, that is. Once I visited this place with my mistress Aurilu on business, and this place was abuzz with life. The slaves were working, the slave drivers were tormenting them, and Hebsamara was choking the life out of both. You know Hebsamara, don't you? Nasty, horn-headed Nephilim, and Baphomet's daughter to boot. Now there's no one here. As soon as I saw you, I knew right away why they all fled. Where did all these bones come from? They belong to the giants who used to work in these mines. You don't think Baphomet's minions dug the rocks with their own hands, do you? This mine was depleted first, so they converted it into a dump. Every time an enslaved giant died, they dumped their carcass here. You got annoyed with the hot weather in Tarkov? I believe that was just like a weekend event, like a short time event, so the hot weather wasn't a persistent thing they did. I think at most it was a week. I'm here to find the source of the Hendrian crystals. Do you know anything about that? You've just found one. Good for you. This is the mine where they used to dig the crystals, but it was long ago. They depleted it and they left. So the crystals can be simply mined like any regular mineral. Simply enough, but not that simply. They can be mined all right, but the crystals are very rare and extremely expensive. And that's all I know. Are there any other mines like this one? There are several more on this island as far as I could see. And they all must have been depleted too. Baphomet's gang wouldn't have left this place if they had even a slim chance of finding more crystals. As for there being more mines elsewhere, I don't know. How long have the demons known the secret of the crystals? What is the secret you're talking about? Those crystals can be used in many ways. Talking about magic powers that can be extracted from a crystal and poured into a demon, no one could ever do it before my mistress. Even now, only a select few know how to do it. My mistress, I mean. Lord Baphomet and Descari are no fools to share that kind of knowledge with the entire abyss. You know what? You better look around really closely. Mayhap you'll find a key, a portal key. Looks like a faded piece of glass, but it's filled with power. It'll shine purple. I'll walk around to search some more.
I can handle it.
Alright. Found another key. It wasn't purple though. Hide of a magical creature. We need that. Okay. So we found two. Okay. Wondering if it would give us an option to give him one. Alright, I guess we're picking a portal. The hell is that a skeleton of? Jesus. Alright, create a hard save there. What? Maybe we go back and talk to the Hand of the Inheritor. Curious why there's a Desna altar there. Have reasons to believe the Nahendrian crystals were mined right here in the mines. So the source of our troubles, these powerful crystals, can be mined from the soil of the abyss, as if they were just ordinary minerals. I was convinced that the secret of their origin must be more complicated and nefarious. But this new knowledge terrifies me. There are half a dozen mines in the vicinity, and those mines are huge. The largest was abandoned just recently, it seems. How many crystals did the demons manage to mine? How many monsters with mythic powers did they manage to create? We must find out. I know the name of the person who was in charge of the mines. Hepzibah. Hepzibah herself. I know her. She is an old and dangerous adversary, a Nephilim, a spawn of Baphomet himself. Yes, now I see it. The path we have stepped onto is dangerous, but it is the right one. The demons you have encountered before, even Derazand, were just officers in the Abyssal Army, where Hepzibah is the true princess of the spawn of chaos and evil. I'm not surprised that he is behind the secret of these cursed crystals. And I dread to think what she is capable of doing with them. A dying succubus told me about the conflict between Nocticula and Baphomet's servants. I'm not at all surprised. The alliances between the demon lords are usually fragile, and they break like a spider's web in the wind. However, the discord between our enemies can work to our advantage, no matter how repellent it is for me to even countenance. We must learn more about what's going on. What if I try to use my powers to open those old portals? Alas, this is unlikely to work. These portals are unlike the seal in Dresden. They cannot simply be swept away. If you use that method, you'll either destroy them for good or open the path, but not to the place where the portal initially led to and where our quarry fled. We've got a key to the portal that the demons who mine the crystals apparently used to leave this place. Let me take a look. I think I know how this key works. As soon as you finish exploring the mines, I shall open the portal. Alright. Onward. Heaven above, just look at that. See the pattern of sky-piercing spires and steep domes set against the midnight sky. This is Alushanera, the damned city of Nocticula. That's where our enemies were heading. Hey, hold on a second. Where'd you think you're going? If anyone charges into the abyss before the demon, you'll soon be picking their bones out of a ditch. So, little angel, are you feeling a bit uncomfortable on a plane where you don't belong? You shouldn't have barged in here. I'm telling you, you really shouldn't have. Alright, take care. I have things to do. This portal leads to Alushanera. What could this mean? It means we'll be looking for a particular clutch of demons among the thousands of their kind. Alushanera is a real demonic metropolis. It's huge and macabre. It's a little safer, or rather less dangerous, than the other corners of the abyss. Lady Nocticula loves having visitors, including those from other planes, and she does not like it if her guests are dying every day in her city. But if it happens quietly and without too much attention, her black heart won't even skip a beat. We must be twice, even thrice as careful in this nest of sin. Will we have to move onward altogether? I do not think it will be necessary. We need an outpost in the abyss. It would be best if we build it right here, far from the larger demonic settlements, and close to an active portal. That will allow us to return here at any time. All your companions that are currently unoccupied should take care of guarding and setting the camp. Okay. Let's go. Let me tell you something, champion. We're going to Alushanera, the city of cunning and seduction. As sad as I am to admit it, we are unlikely to find our enemies in the Nahindrian crystals they took without the aid of the denizens of this hideous place. If Hepzibah has something to do with all this, we'll need another demon that matches her power. We need to find a way to make contact with one of the city's rulers. On that point, we now know that there is conflict brewing between Nocticula and Baphomet. I will not be welcome in this dark place, but I have prepared for this. I will cast a spell on myself so that not a single denizen of this plane whose soul is devoted to evil will be able to see or hear me. Invisible, I will follow you and protect you from all dangers and temptations of this place as best I can. What if I don't want to be protected from temptations? And the demons will be unaware of my presence. Now, let us go. by the light and sword. What's wrong with a little temptation? Judging by the surroundings, these are the slums of the Aleutian era, Nocticula's capital city, the abode of beggars and vagabonds. It is impossible to descend any further except into the waters of the ocean itself, where the bodies of the unfortunate are dumped. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Aleutianera's guests nowadays. Merchants, travelers, demonologists, every kind of filth. The irony of being called filth by a demon. Colorless one's remains. Cool. I dig it.
I think I did it.
Let's see what we can do.
Take a look.
Into the tavern. The Bad Luck Tavern. That's not ominous.
Here we go. Got this one.
300 XP for disarming a trap.
All right.
Cold iron. Love it.
I can handle it.
familiar face. This halfling with this horribly burned face and crimson whiteless eyes looks strangely familiar. After a moment's recollection, you remember his features. This is the sobbing man who stumbled into a nest of Vescivores and lost his sight as a result. Luckily for him, you arrived just in time to pull him out of that ditch, and only for him to end up in an even more dangerous and sinister place. Who are you? The name's Sam Crow. And just who are you? Don't you recognize me? I saved you from those Vescivores. Thought your voice was familiar, but for the life of me, I just couldn't remember where I heard it. So it was you. What a surprise. What a joy. Thought I was a goner, and then you grabbed me by my skivvies and snatched me out of the claws of death. Never had the chance to repay you. When I came to, I looked around and there were crusaders everywhere. My first thought was that they got me. They'd caught up to me, those pious dogs. I hadn't noticed that I was unbound and unguarded until later, when I took off running. I wasn't right in the head, you see. I had a nasty fever. I didn't even get the chance to meet my savior, but not this time. I'm not going anywhere. Here, take it. It's for old Sam Crow, the scoundrel, who still lives and breathes instead of lying dead in that blasted canyon. Take it all. Ashmaker. What's wrong with your eyes? I thought I healed you. The Vescivores left some crap behind, some kind of acidic slime. Or maybe those wretches laid their eggs. I don't know. Whatever it is. On the 7th day, my left eye went dim. On the 9th, some sort of shadow spawned in my right one. It kept wriggling in there. A healer in the battle bliss cut out my old eyes and sewed these in instead. Now I can see in pitch darkness and tell differences in temperature, and do a bunch of other stuff. Master of his craft, that healer was. Ruthless, though. How did you end up in that crevice? As soon as those crusaders started mopping up our forces in Canabras, I knew it was time to split. Them Eagle Watch interrogators snooping around everywhere, asking questions. Just how did Baphomet cultists get into the city with such ease before the attack? You know, half our agents are scholars, not spies. Catch one and he'll rat out the rest. So I was out of there in an instant and on my way back to my mates. Wish I could have found a proper guide, though, so I wouldn't have fallen in that Vescavator nest. Why were you scared of the Crusaders? As I was legging it away from Canabras, I just couldn't shake the image of the gallows they'd hang me from for treason and all that. You wouldn't have believed all the stunts I pulled off. I smuggled Lady Monago's letters into the city, hid cultists under the guise of merchant guards in my own home. Brought Faxon into the Tower of Estrad. Did some research on the Blackwing Library for Lord Xanthir. Those who showed the demons where the Crusader barracks were on the first night, me. They were all cut down, unarmored and half asleep. When the resistance gathered at the Defender's Heart, who was it that found out and told the demons about it? Me. Again. The whole thing hinged on messengers and spies like me. That's why the Crusaders would have gladly hung me if I were caught. You scum. So many good folks died because of filth like you. Hey, has she lost it or something? Get this lunatic away from me. She'll hurt me. She'll likely do more than hurt you. Why work for the demons? All for wizardly knowledge. I've always been curious to a fault, especially when it comes to magic. Once I was allowed wizard's books, there was no stopping me. So I met a guy who let me read a whole bunch of banned books. It wasn't until later I found out he was an apprentice of Xanthir the Plagued One himself. Now that one knows a lot. So I asked to be the Plagued One's apprentice too. That's how I chose my side. What are you doing in the abyss? Same thing you are, hiding. One of us Baphomet's agents too, right? Why else would you hole up in this dump with me instead of fighting over in Galarian? I have a keen eye, and I can spot a fellow cultist from a mile away. You might be able to use him down the road. Ashmaker. It's good for Ninio. Red mask.
Ah, a surprise.
Rubies. Welcome to the Bad Luck. I'm Burgaz, the innkeeper. Our establishment upholds a high standard of service, and that it's better to eat and drink here instead of a ditch. Sleep here at your own risk, drown the rest of your life in cheap swill, or purchase goods of the highest quality and dubious origin. We accept payment in gold and slaves. Dirty floor, terrible booze, clientele of scoundrels, each one more dreadful than the last, and an innkeeper who's a crook and probably a creep. Ah, the perfect venue to celebrate our arrival to this god-forsaken place. Who wants to keep me company and maybe even entertain the other patrons with a few Crusader songs? I doubt they've heard them before. You can count on me. We do not abandon our own. Let's find out what the locals here use to drown their sorrows. Surely it can't taste any worse than that Mongol liquor made from venomous spiders. Where can I find Nocticula? The demon goggles, then burst into deafening laughter. Tiny bugs fly out of his maw, wiping away bloody tears and giggling. He grabs a particularly nimble insect and tosses it back down his gullet. You can find her in the palace, mortal. The thing is, she won't see just anyone. The last person who had the nerve to show up uninvited now lives in the catacombs, and everyone calls him Scrap. Care to guess why? I don't know who you think you are, but you'll not be allowed on her doorstep unless she invites you herself. And to receive an invitation from Nocticula, you've got to be an influential and renowned figure in an Alushanera. Or you could do something to piss her off. Something those two are one and the same. Angering a ruler in their own demesne. Demesne? Yeah. Sounds exceptionally stupid and dangerous. When do we start? Careful there, lad. The lady in shadow is not your highborn cousin. You're used to messing with a stern, but not vengeful ruler, who has been, I must say, extremely patient with your antics. Now you're suggesting we rout the most dangerous creature in this corner of the abyss. Or possibly the whole of the abyss. I call it personal growth, dear Greybore. A new chapter in life brings new and more ambitious goals. How do I earn an invitation from her? Your chances are slim, but you look cocky, so you could try the gladiator fights in Battle Bliss. Everybody loves a good butcher. The dirtier and bloodier you fight, the more respect you'll earn. Only fools fight fair, so you must prove you know the ways of the fighter's craft. The crowd will love you if you torment the loser before finishing them off. Make them shriek, squeal, and beg for death. And then you can count on having the fight of your life. You will face an Hendrian League champion. Your death will be a symphony of suffering the audience will forever remember. Most can only dream of such a fate. You can cozy up to someone in the upper city. The more influential your patron, the more respect you will be shown. Just remember that in Alushanera, only the most skilled predators make it to the top, like Lady Alexia. More often than not, Their offer of friendship is an introduction to their intrigues, and they will get into your head, twist your thoughts, and make you hate yourself, make you destroy everything you ever loved with your own hands. That's their idea of fun. If you know how to, shall we say, solve problems, you could try to get in under Shamira's wing. She presides over the harem of ardent dreams in the Middle City and rules Alushanera. Lady Nocticula does not stoop to such trifles herself. Commanding the city is dirty, bloody work, and Shamira is always in need of capable assistance, especially since she changes them as soon as they start to reek of her dark deeds. Walk through the slums. Everyone you'll see there tried to climb higher but fell into a trap. There's plenty of warnings in their incoherent rabblings. Tell me the latest rumors. Sure. Oceanera. No order and never will be. The only law here is might makes right. Take everything you can and give anything away you can't protect. Both obey those stronger than you, and maybe they'll devour someone else. Everyone does what Nocticula says. She split Oceanera into 3 quarters, the lower city, the middle city, and the upper city. The elites live comfortable lives above. The fools and losers rot below, and everyone else sits in the middle and dreams of climbing up, though they mostly fall. Each quarter is walled so that no one goes anywhere they shouldn't. Guards watch the gates. Although in truth the guards are just a bunch of the most vicious, violent demons who carry out Nocticula's commands. If someone cuts you down in front of them, they won't interfere unless she orders them to. Then again, decide to bash someone's head in, they won't concern themselves with it. The only reason they might chase you away is if they want to loot the corpse themselves. The important thing is, don't kill anyone in front of a crowd and don't bother guests from other planes. Nocticula has her reasons. She's trying to turn Alushanera into an interplanar bazaar of the abyss. And as you walk around Alushanera, keep track of the time. Oh, not in some tiresome don't waste your time sense. Watch the time as if you were in a jungle and a predator was watching in the brush. It might pounce on you and freeze you in place, stealing days, months, even years. You wouldn't notice any changes, and everyone around you would grow old and forget about you. In the abyss, time is a fickle and unruly thing. Tell me about this quarter. Imagine Alushanera in this bottle. The lower city is the bottom, a cesspit. If someone or something needs to be eliminated, they send it to the lower city. They say the arena is the heart of the quarter, but that's nonsense. This whole quarter is one massive arena. Everyone here is a murderer, a thief, and a scumbag. The bloodshed never ceases. And the denizens of Alushanera watch it with delight and wager on who will emerge from this lake of blood. You may think of the slums as useless appendage, but they are the main source of entertainment for the city. The middle city is all about trade. The 10,000 delights offer sex. The flesh markets deal in slaves and weapons. The mercenaries and assassins sell the death of enemies. The most successful business person of all is Shamira, at the harem of ardent dreams. Her merchandise is Nocticula's favor and the favor of powers that be. The upper city is for those who have already have everything and have no use for trade. Imagine if you're a creature of divine power that could live in complete comfort, free of almost all limits. That's the kind who live in the upper city. You'd be wise to stay away from them. In the lower city, they'll just kill you and defile your corpse. In the upper city, they'll pull your soul out through your nostrils with a red-hot needle, cook it into a stew, then force you to eat it and wash it down with a cocktail made from your eyes and marrow. Are there many folks from Galarian here? Quite a few. But most of them wear special accessories. They're slaves, is what I mean. Or meat, sometimes. We do get some free ones from time to time. Scum, as a rule. The only type that can survive amongst demons. There are more tieflings around here than fleas on a manticore, although most of them don't come from Galarian. They're born here, to the families of slaves. There are also fools who come here by choice. They genuinely believe someone wants them here, in the land of their ancestors. One last thing, mortal. You must have noticed that Alushanera is not built for your kind. It would be easy for you to get lost on our streets and die an inglorious death if you don't know how to fly or teleport. But why should I want you to die when you're still drinking? Take this. If you lose your way, take it to any arch, and it will transport you here. Atakula's idea to aid guests from other planes such as yourself. Show me your wares. By the way, I have something unique I can offer only to you. A Hindrian crystal. It holds incredible power. What is it? I mean, you haven't heard of them? But everyone in Alushanera talks about them nonstop. Well, listen. This lot of demons appeared, and they were so strong you couldn't help but wonder how they acquired such power. And the strange thing is, those same demons used to be common riffraff, but then they became, well, I don't know what they are, but whatever it is, it's strong. Rumor has it, these supposed Nahindrian crystals are the source of their power. Nobody knows what they are or how to get them, but everybody wants one. The word has grown quite popular. These days, everything is Nahindrian crystals this, Nahindrian that, no matter where you look. It's all hogwash and lies, of course, but my crystal is the real deal. Don't ask how I acquired it, but that's my secret. But I could sell it to you. Fascinating. Alright. Lots of magic items. I need to sort through. I think it's storming outside. My wife said that there was quite a bit of thunderstorm activity heading this way, so let's save one, I think. No. Okay. Hmm. Yep. Definitely thundering pretty good outside. Magical acorn. Demon Slayer soup. Good soup. Okay. Now let's give it to her just so we don't accidentally sell it. Okay. Hey, you're not local, are you? Have you come from Galarian? Makes us fellow countrymen, since I hail from Absalom. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Magister Malera. certified specialist in resolving magical related issues, and the captain of an airship called Starcatcher III. It's a sorceress from Absalon doing in this rat hole in the middle of the abyss. So as you can say that I'm trying to cheat my own fate. In the current stage of my life, the abyss seems like the best port to call home for me. There aren't a lot of experience and at the same time trustworthy captains around here, so I'll never sit idle. You seem honest. What happened? How do you manage to survive in this place? See what you're getting at. You're asking how a captain who doesn't grab everything that isn't bolted down, a captain that doesn't steal cargo and doesn't throw passengers overboard, how can they survive surrounded by a gang of bloody pirates? My answer is simple. My principles protect me. I strictly follow the unwritten aeronaut code. I never ignore those in distress. I never attack other vessels, and I honor the integrity of the cargo that I'm entrusted with. Maybe I look like an idiot to the other captains, but I don't care. My doggedness earns their respect. It also provokes their ire. The spies, they know that I'm stubborn, and I'll defend myself to the very end. I suppose that's the real reason why I haven't slit my throat and seized. They haven't slit my throat and seized my ship yet. I'd like to know more about you and your ship. I can truly understand your curiosity. You won't find another ship like Starcatcher III in the Abyss. Actually, captains like me are a rarity here as well, for obvious reasons. Tell me about your ship. Starcatcher III, as you can guess by her name, is not the first ship I've captained, but she is, without a doubt, the most technologically advanced, and she's been through the most amazing adventures. She's the most reliable and neat vessel you can find in the Midnight Isles. She and I, we've been through serious hardships more than once. But my ship has never failed me. Once, Starcatcher III even made a short raid to the Rift of the Repose, the place where the souls of murdered demon lords slowly disintegrate, imprisoned inside crumbling stone sculptures. Plus, I should also note that Starcatcher III has a unique reputation in these parts. She's never participated in pirate raids, never transported smuggled goods or slaves, never passed by other vehicles in distress without providing help, never been in service to any of the demon lords. I can't think of any other ship in the Midnight Isles that enjoys such a good and honest reputation. Who works on your ship? I handpick my crew personally and extremely meticulously. Try to recruit those who are not completely corrupted by the prevailing customs of this place. Let's put it that way. Even here, there's a chance, a rare one, but still a chance to meet a mortal with a good heart, who, though poisoned by this malicious environment, is not yet beyond redemption. I do my best to help these people, and if I'm successful, I give them enough gold so they can relocate to some other plane, and then I send them on their way. Hope that this way I'll be able to save at least some decent souls. Alas, in this case, failures come much more often than successes. So to protect my good-hearted but corrupted crew from making irreversible mistakes, I have to rely on some spells. I call it disciplinary thought correction. Starcatcher III, so where's the first and second? Starcatcher II crashed on the rocks of Alinethia. We're sailing over Mara Island when a mutiny broke out. It's an evil place where discord and hostility filled the air like noxious miasma. Part of the crew tried to seize the ship. The others remained loyal to me, and a massacre ensued. Defending myself, I had to fight my friends till I was the last one standing, the last survivor. All by myself, I barely managed to guide my ship to Alinethia. When I was bringing her to land, the rocks tore into her like a fishmonger gutting a fish. Starcatcher II was irreparably damaged. As for me, I escaped with a couple of bruises and a chipped tooth. As for Starcatcher I, it was because of her that I decided to settle in the Abyss. How'd you wind up in the Abyss? I was once a member of the Arcanumerium. the most prestigious magic academy in Absalom. Back then, I was a captain too, and I delivered special cargo and passengers at my colleagues' request. I'd been assigned to a risky and extremely important rescue mission on the plain of Abaddon. I had to rescue a group of Pathfinders who had gotten into hot water there. I'd literally ripped them out of the claws of the Gravedigger and the Herald of Xiphas, god of accidental and pointless deaths. And that son of a bitch never forgave me for that show of disrespect. He put a curse on me. People around me started dying, both those I cared about and those I'd never even heard of. News of horrible, pointless, and tragic accidents that cut lives unnaturally short followed me wherever I went, but nothing happened to me. I managed to get out of trouble, any trouble, without a scratch, even when violence raged all around. I tried to get rid of my curse, but no one could lift it. Soon after that, Starcatcher I was wrecked in a terrible storm. Then I decided to go into voluntary exile and stay away from the plains where civility, mercy, and common sense are valued. Here in the Abyss, I can at least avoid mourning those whose lives are cut short due to my curse. Besides, the Abyss is insane and bloody enough even without me, so my cruel fate can add very little to this crazy whirlwind of aggression. This is the first time I've seen a real captain. Tell me, how does it feel to, well, be an aeronaut? How can I describe it, lad? It's just the best job in the whole world. Don't worry, pal. You have your chance to travel the world. After we get out of here, I'll introduce you to a friend of mine, a fellow from Magnamar. He should be able to find a small ship and a couple reliable sailors. You can sail with them anywhere you want, even to Tianzia. That'd be great, Greybore. Really great. I keep the position of grumpy boatswain permanently vacant for you and my crew, just on the off chance you decide to sail with me.